What if the reason you feel stuck is because you're trying to carry a weight you were never meant to hold? What if clarity doesn't come from figuring everything out, but from finally letting go? Proverbs 3 in the Bible offers a different way to live, one that doesn't depend on having all the answers. At the center of this chapter is one of the most well-known passages in all of Scripture. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. That sounds simple, but it's not easy. Because our instinct is to rely on what we can see. We want control. We want certainty and answers now. But this passage challenges that instinct. It doesn't say, understand everything. It says, trust, even when you don't. And that kind of trust isn't passive. It's active surrender. It's choosing to believe that God sees what you can't. Proverbs 3 goes even further. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. That hits at something deeper. Because sometimes the biggest obstacle to peace isn't what's happening around us. It's the belief that we know better. Self-reliance feels strong, but spiritually, it can be blinding. It keeps us locked into our own limited perspective, trying to solve eternal problems with temporary understanding. And Proverbs is saying, there's a better way than carrying that burden alone. Then comes a part most people don't expect. Do not despise the Lord's discipline, because the Lord disciplines those He loves. That's difficult, because it means not everything painful is meaningless. Some seasons aren't punishment, they're refinement. Growth often feels like loss before it feels like progress, and Proverbs 3 reframes those moments. What if the struggle you're in isn't God abandoning you, but shaping you? The chapter describes wisdom as something more valuable than silver or gold. Why? Because wisdom doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes how you walk through them. It brings peace when life is uncertain, stability when everything feels unstable. And it's not something you manufacture, it's something you receive when you stay close to God. So here's the question Proverbs 3 leaves you with. Where are you leaning on your own understanding, instead of trusting God? Because the promise isn't that life will be easy, it's that when you surrender your path, He will guide it. Not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. And maybe trusting God doesn't start with having more faith than you do right now. Maybe it starts with a simple decision, to release what you've been gripping so tightly. Not because you understand it, but because you're finally willing to believe that He does. So today, you don't have to solve everything. You don't have to map out the future. Just take the next step of trust and let God meet you there. Because sometimes the clearest direction comes after surrender. If you enjoyed this video, please follow for more.